Good evening, folks. It's 1935 on 29th day, third month, 2023. Right, have a look at the weather here. I'm recording this different now. I'm very tired of the interruptions from Facebook for not posting properly, so I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to get this on some more networks this way. And I get to be more conscious of what I look like. Yeah, you should see the state of me some days when I'm doing this. So right, with the sniffles from the outside, colds, and the weather coming hard and heavy at you guys over here, I'm gonna give you guys a good look at some of the inundations that are going on, and some very, very severe totals coming for down along the coast. Now, how do they know there's going to be a heavy packet here and not here? So all I usually say is that there'll be tendrils coming ashore, and that been worked into groups, bunch to bunch to bunch, and be moving across as your weeks of wetness continue. I'm going to run what they say is going to go on. Back, not really used to recording with Zoom, so we'll see how this goes. Right, this is the tale of two spinners. Really, you got one here and one here. This one's effect is just kicking a lot of moisture in. It's kind of stalled because you had high pressure sitting next to it is not allowing it to go over. So all of it's really just stalled out there, and it's going to even prevent this from coming over quite as quickly from Australia, as the low down underneath the bottom has to be cut for the tendrils to go, and then this will effectively dive south, heat up the center, send it south, melt the ice with it. So that'll do that in a fairly quick motion actually, because the low down here being a 967. She'll dive into that and get absorbed fairly quickly. And he's packing a lot of water with it. And as it gets a cut, you'll need an EMF move to separate the tendril. And then that's free to travel on its own. And when it does, it's almost elastic. It snaps back into itself in a little oscillation, which always triggers more storms as the particles become bigger and coalesce to overcome drafts and fall as rain or whatever kind of precipitation. What's precipitation anyhow? I see precipitations. It's one of those things. Some precipitations. Maybe the chemours are precipitations with the precipitations, with the precursors of rain. But anyways, in New Zealand, you're going to have a bit of a rough time here coming on April Fool's Day. The winds are going to be not the lightest coming through Cook Strait as the day goes on. The word roaring comes to mind. Yeah, there's roaring. That's in miles an hour. Here, let me give you this something you're more used to. Oh, come on. Come on, here we go. It's something more what you're used to. It's very fast winds. It's going to be roaring. And most of the brunt of it's heading in toward Nelson. It's somehow calming down when it gets here. So maybe there's an EMF bubble is going to be in place, but it's driving most of this moisture right in toward the ranges over here. So when rain comes with it, the heavier totals are going to hit on that side. They'll hit here and they'll hit on the kiwi beak right here. Because to me, that always looks like the beak of the kiwi, right? Little bird. I like to see little birds in my imaginarium. Also helps me identify coastlines. As you can see through that day and through Sunday, the wind condition is going to be continuing. Rain-wise, yeah, you're carpeting. She's coming in and she's doing a whammo. You're going to have the damaging winds are to be expected. Very heavy downfalls when some of these tendrils come ashore. And through the center she goes and out the other side. Typical storm this time. But with the low stalling out here, a lot of that moisture is going to just keep circulating back around. So it's going to set up a period of wetnesses. So, whammo. So you'll be expecting the wetnesses. You get during the daytime when the sun heats the top of the clouds. Cold on the bottom. The dynamics are there for some fairly heavy accumulations on the tens along these sides here. I'm not full in agreement with this. I think it's going to be up near 10. Yeah. I'm more in agreement with this. So Nelson and them, you will prepare for the incoming event on April Fool's Day. Don't be fooled by not being by listening to fools, I should say. Anyway, the Archer's Pass. How you doing? I've been through there. And it's a rugged ride. I had a bus going like that. Actually, had a 5.2 earthquake while he was on the bus going through the pass. He was like, "Did you feel that?" I didn't. I just thought it was rough road. You get, oh, and the sticky out bit of the thumb here is going to cap its bit as well. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot, quite a lot, quite a lot, quite a lot is what you got. Yeah, so there's your forecast of inundations for the next 10 days. And I'll have a look later at the full line. Like I said, I'm filming this one a little differently than I've been doing things. We had to load the Zoom to get it to happen. You are screen sharing. So I've got some very heavy totals here along this along the creek here. Yeah, the Okie Creek. Oh, it really does say creek. Yeah, but the Okie Creek here, right next to the A2. I should change glasses. It'll be easier for me to read. I don't have to keep putting my head up and down. High fields. What's going on here? High field going on. Oh no, he made the gestures with his hands. To woomba woomba woomba. Ba 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 ba. Hey, you got a big railroad crossing here. Looks like you need some water. Yeah, a little flood action ought to change your infrastructure. Maybe just leave your town out of the new loop entirely. How am I supposed to pronounce it? Why Rima? Because it needs a reaming, you know? Why Rima? That's what I think about that. Hodges Vale. How you doing? Vale. You're gonna be so wet. So wet. You're right on the edges of the heaviest falls, which means that the water's coming to you. And you don't need as much fall straight on you to have it be the pit's worth for you. My gosh, to be able to call out storms like this far in advance is that. And then pure morons don't. It's quite a shame. There's quite a tendrils going all the way across. Like they know there's going to be a straight line here. Yeah. Oh, but they can't tell you when. Like, yeah, right here, you're going to have a big path of destruction. And it's like they know these in advance. And it would show much heavier totals on this one. I was saving your best for last. This is more what I think is the totals you'll be experiencing. Because the chem and the EMF clearly said this corridor was going to come in here just like that. And it's holding a lot of water out here. There's a lot. In 3 bands. The triple Lundy. She's out there. Ooh. Who knows how much is going to walk ashore after that? Waka, 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 waka shore. And while your coastline is going to have its particular inundations coming here from Naromo down through the corner as they work that system of Chris. It's carrying a lot with it. And there's been a lot of moisture brought over the top. There's a lot of cold air, and the dynamics are all there for a disaster. A disaster. I don't use those words lightly. And along this line here is where the disastrousness is most likely to occur. And everywhere this runs. This whole valley area. If I'm circling you right here, the possibility of you being fucked is high. So they already hit casino in that last time. But it doesn't mean they're not going to give it another washout. Bonshaw. In the Dumbarse River. Yeah, the Dumbarse River is definitely going to be flowing. Somebody will correct me. How else do you pronounce Dumbarse? Dumbarse Q? Because then I'll be offending the Q followers. Dumbarse. Bing bang bong. At the Buck Bruxner Highway. Or the Bruxner Way. Hit Towel Creek. You're going to be needing a towel. Yeah, you are. And your Dumbarse Creek over there. And you're up Schitt's Creek. You're up Schitt's Creek. You know, what can you say about that? And when you're covered in chem, you're covered in chem again and again and again. Hey, Perth, boy, did you get bombed? Look at this. Oh, my God. Isn't that horrendous? Oh, my God. Those poor folks. Let me turn some of the nitty gritty of the cities off, see if we can zoom in a little bit tighter. Let's see if we can see some boomers and plumes going on. Oh, look at this big square over here with Chris Christ making you jump. That is not a naturally occurring cloud formation. Not at all. Not at all. You're booming and pluming right off the coast. Boom, 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 boom. Go to Plume. And back out to the sea, into the bite, the great Australian bite. And I got to say, chem bombs bite too. They bite the bag. And it's time this program stopped. It sucks and it bites. And well, if it bites the bag, what does it suck? It sucks up all your futures. It sucks up all the fucking futures of every animal underneath all this stuff. It's very right that it goes on every day. And you get it actually be sold as a good thing. Let's block the sunlight, you hear a kid say. No, let's not. I'll be walking around whiter than a Gulf Stream. The bow tie sky right here, or is that the noose? Or is it a set of glasses you'll see clearly during the 2020s? Before the 2030s come, and dirty 30s don't sound too nice to me. Isn't that terrible? And under the path of the main inundations over here's a total whiteout. You didn't see the sky at all. None of the animals got to see the sky. Anything cold-blooded didn't get to warm up. Yeah, no, the politicians stayed away that day. Ooh, I ain't a big fan of schmolitics. Because schmolitics leads to these big lines of chem bombs and leads to selling of the devices that toxify the land and the skies and the waters of the world. Like as I go over here to Tasmania and I look at the deployments they've had here. I know that the time down here says 4:20 in the afternoon, but it doesn't mean that they had to blow all the smoke ring out here. This is Melbourne over here. Those are bombs. And they blow another one up, percussion ring one out. See the formation, very geometric. Fizzing off, not round clouds. Another bomb went off here. Another one coming across here, leaving a chemtrails in your skies. As I go up the coast at Brisbane, Byron Bay, this is a huge swath of chem. Huge, so I look like a giant raw rip cone. Oh, it's a cone we could do without. Look at this stuff over here out to sea. Big swath of toxins over the ocean. And things there need sunlight. And the things that eat the things that need the sunlight to get to the things that need the sunlight. The baleen whales. What are they going to eat? What are the sifting animals going to have when there's nothing left to sift? It's just so saddening to me. Knowing what's been going on for so long, watching these bombs deployed out over the ocean, they're not even helping prevent a drought or prevent a famine. They're not. It's not being done at all. Only thing I see being done is wrong. 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 What did I just do? Doink, right back to it. It was strange. And over here is the Great Barrier Reef. This is something I love, something I would love to go and actually see the animals in the reef one day. If there are going to be any left, or am I going to just be seeing skeleton bones on the bottom? And is acid very good for coral? I don't think so. I don't have more camera bit, so like I'm looking at you. Here, that's better. See, I'm getting used to. I'm not used to this showing when I do this. You see me now. See me, feel me, Touch me, heal me is the song the earth needs to sing. You need to feel that planet. You gotta feel it. And you have to become mighty in the face of things that think they're mighty and they're not. If this was tea, that's my tea. Let me see if we get to fry around and all here. What's going on? We'll give the thinking look. Turn some of these off. So what's going on here today? Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 bzzz, down the low deck. Look, at the hazing square that the camera's going over the top. That's your glitch. These are your wicked glitches. Well, let's see what the National Loopy has to say about this from the Bureau of Morons. Yeah, they're blasting. Bzz, 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 bzz. It'll direct all the storms through this path here. Nothing's going to get past this high pressure flow. That beam right out there is going to prevent stuff from coming out to sea or from going over that way. They just like putting up a little gate. Pinball running into it, then it goes a different way. Things are spinning and moving like gears. Look at this one here rotating around, getting fried, getting fried. Bzzz. So that's showing it quite well, right? That one's frying. This one definitely was frying. See the bzzz. And we can take that one down a bit farther. You see that one right over here? Okay, so we'll go down on an angle and we'll bust that one's balls. And that one there is, again, that Richmond loop. I like the way it looks on this one better. It's much more dramatic. And so I'll load the, hold myself. I can make myself bigger. Ooh, I can make myself go away. Hey, that's kind of cool like that. So, what's your radar say for this morning? Ooh, it's a nasty, nasty line of storms that just come through Brisbane, Gold Coast, and all that. It's not ending yet. Look at this line coming through. Amity Point and all that. Boy, was that electric. You still got a big line over here coming over toward Caboolture, Caloundra, over Brivey Island, North Lakes, and Brisbane. Proper here is not going to be good for the morning rush hour. Not at all. It's very, very electric. So watch yourself if you're in high-sided vehicles and stuff. Some of these sudden winds could be very dangerous. And motorcycles, watch out for the hail. Yeah, we have a big cell here. Parading across Queensland here, properly over at Janda Wawara, we were. And we have definitely had the nipple ripple going on in Emerald, so we have a double verification of the beams that we've seen out here on the National Loopy. And we had a blast in here, and here. We definitely got that signature here, and I could see it was doing it. By the clouds, the glitch was creating. It ain't a glitch if it's doing a cloud, right? It's not. And don't believe lies. Just look into the science of atmospheric perturbation through electromagnetic frequency or via it. You'll start to learn a bit about now. This one's pulsing. Boom, boom, boom. See the circle? See how it's weaker on one side? So it can have the tendency to go on. These are very controllable, these beams that can be done. And lots of different shapes can be done. Circles and squares. Various, I've seen triangles have been made. It's very interesting. So the corridor of where the storms want to go is to slide through here. Because even this radar on down here has created just a path for it to go through of least resistance. Since you control the weather using NEXRAD radar, not a HARP at all, using the actual weather radar that are on them poles. How big a golf club would it take? I have a dream picture I always wanted to take, even a perspective of someone with the golf club and it in the background is my fondest. So we have a beam going through this. Look, just pick it up here at the end. You see the beam coming out and then it turns into a fan right here. Showed it really well from a distance. If you took a straight edge and you went down that line, that line, that line, that line, they'll all intersect on the map of a NEXRAD radar station. I'm not making that up. It's just it's a fact, and it does that. It's not an anomaly to point out a fact. All right. It's not a conspiracy to sit by yourself and think of anything. If anything, to conspire requires a lot of others and something to conspire about. To conspire to find out the truth is stupid. That means like you conspire to go to the library to read books. No. Well, wanting to learn things is what keeps me young in the heart and mind. No real supercells going by. They'll all happen out to sea, really, pretty much here, Tazzy. I was more concerned about what's going on out west, and hasn't started up yet. Not be a few more hours before the big cells pop up out here. So I may have another look later tonight. I've been finding it's been nice to go to sleep. My body's been allowing me to. Oh, you had a bit of action here coming to shore. That's a dangerous hook pattern to this one here. So watch this cell here that's coming along. Where are we here? Schitt's Creek. Over the Fortescue River. The Fart Rescue River is going to be a sharty. Very, very sharty weather. It's very beyond moist. Surprised it's not lightning kicking up. So let's see what might be the possible causation of some of the weather we're seeing over there. Oh, look at that, Sarah. Look at the streamers of death parading like all across the entire nation. Oh, chem bombs suck, man. Look at this shit. That's X-Men. It's got a great big old freaking radar over there. It's a wire one of the biggest fryers in the world. It was designed for communicating with submarines in the deep ocean. It makes very long waveforms, miles between peaks and troughs. Look at these waves coming out. Those are bombs. Boom! That ain't the morning glory. You kiss my morning glory if you think they're trying to tell me that's a morning glory. Somebody said that the other day. It's the middle of the night glory, number one. Number two, do you see these bombs right here? Boom, 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 boom. And you see the percussion rings, the pressure drops that explosions often do. Hey, when that happens in the sky too. See the tendrils coming off from the center of this morningly glorious thing? I think you've been eating some morning glory season. You're tripping balls. Think you will walk on me on that excuse. Open your eyes. Look up at the skies and see. Your weather is on. Your weather is controlled by a corporation guy that's gone out of his mind. And he's being allowed to get away with it. That Bill Gates guy, he's got nefarious aims and in deep pockets to make it happen. He drew a swastika in the sky over you guys here. Tell me that's natural. You got a plan to do that. Boom. What's this object? What's that cylinder suddenly blowing out a hole in the clouds? It's not naturally occurring. Not at all. You can believe anything you want. I know I'm right. The acid rain coming across the planet that people are picking up in range, and I highly encourage that to be done continually. You check a little piece of litmus paper, hold it out of the rain, it don't take long to get it wet, and determine the acid content of the rain. Is it alkali or is it acid? What's the number? Let's find out. You don't need an expensive lab to do that. You ain't gonna find out all the chemicals in it. It's so hard to see the colors on a site or whatever. It should be fooling yourself. No, just what's the pH number? It's just a good start because there are lies about clean air involving sulfuric acids and sulfur emissions because of the deforestation around the world that was determined to be really bad because of the 1970s Clean Air Acts passed. Yep. And we need to use those laws to stop the dispersing of sulfurs and sulfuric acid precursors in the sky that are preceding these toxic storms. I don't know what the air smells like over in this area. And this is the Darwin area. Right, see right there? Wangy falls, yeah. Not a lot of oxygen in here, but we'll make your wangy fall, that's for sure. Ooh, super drooper spraying up the skies, yeah. Toxic flyers kiss my bomb. They do, they could kiss my bomb. There's all these streamers are going across Fraser Island, going across Caloundra and all that. I gotta say, it's not the most beautiful sight to see every day. These cum bombs that are impacting you folks, looking like a comet with something streamering on, with bombs. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Gospel song. Plumes. God, it's just disgusting. Well, that was your forecast. That was your, and this is your life. And this is our world. And it's up to us to either nurture nature or destroy it. And if we destroy it, we're parasites. If we nurture it, we become humane beings. And if you could be a humane being and be humane, that's a lovable thing to be, right? Big love, people. I'm going to figure out a step to share in a recording, steps to share, steps to recording. Big love. Peace.